This morning, we're going to continue our discussion on the use of dplyr. Okay, we'll end this topic today and then move on and continue with the multiple linear regression next meeting. So far, what we have done was to learn filter as a function. When we use filter, we are choosing to remove rows that we don't need based on a particular variable, based on a column. Okay, so for example, like in this case, we're using the flights package, and then we're filtering destination coming from shuttle, San Francisco, etc. Okay, so that's what the filter function does. Okay, today we're going to start looking at a new function called summarize. Now, summarize function is very important because it allows us to make computations. Compute summary statistics. For example, if you want to compute the median, the mean, the maximum, the variance of a particular variable, then we use the summarize function. Okay, so let's access the weather data set from NYC flights. Okay, so let's run this view weather. And then please kindly chat me if guys, if you were able to access it. There are 26,115 observations. Good, thank you. The rest, guys. About the rest? Let's wait for the others to load the weather data set. Okay. I hope the others were able to access the weather data set. Let's take a look at the structure of this object. So there are 15 variables here, 26,000 observations. We have the origin, we have the year, we have the month, days. Okay, so 15 different variables, some numeric, some character. You have the time R, just like the flights data set that we were using last time. And if we summarize this, you can find here the 6 number summaries. Okay, sandali lang guys. Okay, apologies guys, I make up. Okay, so okay, mamaya na attendance. All right, so okay, let's some are numerical variables, guys. So ibig sabihin yan, we can compute for the for summary statistics nun. We know guys yung character hindi natin pwedeng mabilang yung mean yan or standard deviation. But we can do the counting. No? Ilan ba yung AWR, ilan yung LGA, etc. And then dito guys, may mga variables na may mga missing values NA. Okay, pag may mga missing values guys, magkaka-problem tayo dyan sa, sabi natin, magkaka-problem tayo sa pag-compute ng ng summary statistics. So let's continue first. We're tasked to create an object. We're tasked to create an object called summary temperature containing the mean and the standard deviation of temperature. So si weather may variable na temperature, this one. Okay. Take a look at temperature here, yeah, 39 something, etc. So we're asked to compute for the mean at saka standard deviation yan. Okay? Now, could you please tell me guys kung may answer ba dyan na linagay ko or did I give you, pinakuna lang, 214. I think I gave you the one without an answer kasi gusto ko kayo mag-type na naman, just like the one na meron, no? Binigay ko na yung answer. With I hindi ba? Okay. Tama ba? Mag-use ko naman. I-chat nga guys kung binigay ko yung answer sa inyo. Kindly chat please. No answer. Okay, thank you. All right. So, I want you to write this code guys. Tingnan natin kung okay kung code nito. We're creating an object called summary temperature, and then we're using weather, the data set weather, and then we summarize. So this is the function that we use when we're summarizing when we're computing for summary statistics. And then we're creating an object called mean is equal to the mean of temperature, and the standard deviation is equal to SD ng temperature. And then let's print summary temp. Okay. So kindly run that, and then please tell me what happens. Okay, thank you, Rhea. There's no answer, Migs. Si Rhea, walang answer. So i-run ko siya, guys. Okay. Now, why is this so, guys? Bakit kaya nag-NA siya? Any guess, guys? Di ba si temperature, pwede naman natin dapat makompute yung ano niyan, yung average kasi numeric yan, right? If I type here mean and then yung weather, temperature, okay, try natin sa console guys, and let's see why. Okay, bakit siya nag-NA? Any guess? Yes, correct. Thank you, Rhea. No? Yan, tama. No? Sabi natin dati, guys, kapag may mga missing values, i-error ni ano yan, R yan. Okay, let's check. Paano ba natin ma-check kung may mga missing values yan? Let's see, is.NA. No? This one will tell us kung may mga missing values yan. Weather, and then temperature. So we're asking, mga NA, may mga NA ba dyan? Let's see. So this will give us all of the observations. Sasabihin niya sa atin kung true, no, NA o false, hindi NA. Okay, so but there are ilang observations to. Let's take a look at our weather. 26,000 observations. So si temperature, how will we find guys yung missing value dito? The temperature. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, diba? But we know guys na may NA dyan, kasi hindi lang natin alam kung asan kasi sa 26,000 na observations na yan, yeah, 26,000. Okay, but that can be easily determined guys. No? So ang code natin dyan which is .NA. So we're asking R, ano ba yung NA dito? So weather natin, weather plus temperature, which of them are NAs, no? So let's run this, which, okay, isa, 592. So let's just check. Manualan natin na 5592. Yun na natin. So pwede naman natin i-subset, pero sige, ito na lang. Para may visual tayo. 5592. Okay, 5596, 92. Yun. Ito. May NA dito sa temperature. Okay, so nag-error siya. Okay, so how do we resolve this, guys? How do we resolve this? Then we can easily just work around this. We can just impose that, summarize natin mean is equal to mean, and then NA dot remove is equal to 2. We're asking R to remove. Okay, so kindly check this, guys. Let's run this. And please comment kung nag-solve yung mean at saka yung standard deviation. Please chat how much mean and the standard deviations are. Sorry, nakamute pala ako. So Rich, thank you Richmond, thank you Rhea, you got the same answers. Let's wait for the others, guys. Paki-key in naman yung nakuha niyo mean at standard deviation. Okay, Migs, we got an error when I tried to run it. Sige, tingnan natin ha. Sige, Ziska, thank you. All right. Sige, let's first accommodate the question of Migs. Migs, I'll make you Migs, okay lang ba na i-share mo yung screen mo?
Okay lang po.
Sige, para we learn from whatever. Would you kindly speak, Migs, para yeah, sige. I'll make you co-host now. Sige, and then I'll stop share. Migs, kindly share your screen.
Yes, sir.
Sige. Yung mga questions na ganito, guys, I appreciate because these are learning opportunities for all of us. No? Okay, so let's see. Okay, nag-error tayo dito. Di ba kasi may NA values, ba? So go down. So, yan. So summarize mean is equal to mean temperature NA.Rm is equal to true. Error in weather. Okay. Can anyone guys suggest kung ano yung solution dito? Anyone? Paki-unmute na lang. What do you think, guys? Let's help each other. Bakit kaya sabi dyan sa comment, could not find the function yung pipe operator natin? Because, ano lang? Any volunteer, guys? Kasi, okay, ang volunteer na answer. Mix paki sa console, paki-type library dplyr. Rinan mo na ba yun? Yes. Yan, si Alistair may sinabi. Dapat i-access muna natin yung yung dplyr. Yung ano lang, yung first siguro. Yung first, yan. Sige. Okay. Sige, i-run mo na. Nasa 212 yata. Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
NA, then yung isa, yung after that. NA siya kasi may missing value siya, di ba? Yeah. Run that, please. Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Mitch, for that question. Very good. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay. No questions. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So here we learned, guys, that pag may missing value, then mag-error, mag-NA yung natin yung result natin. Okay, thank you, Rhea. Thank you, Alistair. Yeah, you got the reason. Okay, so all right. So we have the same answers. Okay, now just an important lesson for us. No? When there are missing values, we have to be very careful of just removing them. Now, yung NA.Rm, notice na hindi siya default. When we run the mean and the standard deviation, R did not immediately just automatically remove the mga NAs. No? Hindi niya default yun. Okay, R does not ignore rows with missing values by default. Rather, it is alerting us that there's this presence of missing data. And we should be mindful of this missingness and any potential causes of this missingness throughout our analysis. Okay, how about this, guys? Ito. Whether, okay, same thing, same data set, whether, and then summarize natin, count is equal to n. Okay. Ano nangyari? Di ba? 26,115, di ba yung weather natin? 26,115, tama. So, yung count function will allow us to determine yung number of rows ng observations. So that's what the count function does. Now here, below, take a look at this. Okay, may question ako dito, ano? So here we're creating an object called weather, and then summarize yung mean, okay, and then comma standard deviation naman. Try to run that, guys, and tell me what happened. I'll give you a few seconds, and then could you kindly explain, paki-chat or unmute yourself, kung bakit ganun yung resulta? Okay, we have an answer here. It did not work because temp cannot be found. Okay, Migs, thank you. Thank you. Tingnan natin, guys. Ha? Sabi ni Migs, it did not work because temp cannot be found. Okay, so let's run this. Run natin. Summary temp. Ito yung kanina, summary temp. No? Okay, so gawin natin itong summary temp 1. Let's change the name para ma-compare natin dito sa isa. Kasi dito, guys, sabi natin, this is quite different from yung kanina, no? Kasi dito yung sa isa kanina, so first here, we summarize, no? We get the mean, and then we get the standard deviation, okay? And then we print. Tapos itong sa pangalawa, so we have the summary temp 1. Let me run this again. Okay. Pareho lang siya. Kaysa dun sa summary temp. Okay. So, sorry guys. Ito guys, ito. This is just the same as the first one. Sorry. So, exactly the same as yung una. Now, what I meant was this one. So, summary temp 2, weather, and then isa-summarize natin yung mean, and then summarize yung standard deviation. If we run this, okay, ano nangyari? Bakit ito nag-error, guys? What do you think? Bakit nagsi-syntax error siya? Any comment? Bakit object temp not found? Okay, let's see. Object temp not found appeared. Yeah, oo. Thank you, Rhea. Thank you, Migs. No? Ito nag-appear nga, object temp not found. Pero bakit not found? Okay, the reason, guys, is, okay, if we run this, so here we're creating an object called summary 2, no? And then this is coming from the weather data set, and then we summarize. If you run that, just highlight this, okay, and then control enter. What do you have? Ano na si summary temp 2? So si summary temp 2, guys, it's just a vector. Isang object lang siya. Okay? Yung mean, 55.26. And then, ang sabi natin, and then, no, summarize ulit niya, see, and call it standard deviation, SD, standard deviation ng temperature. Okay, note guys that sa first line na to, wala na tayong temperature. Isang object lang to, isang vector of 1 lang to, where the variable is equal to mean. No? There's no temperature here anymore. Hindi na natin ginagamit yung weather na data set. Kasi when we summarize, ito ang result nito, this is just one figure, one value. Tapos sabi natin dito, i-summarize ulit. Sino isa-summarize na? Eh, ang existing, after this step, ito na lang yung ano natin, ito na lang yung object natin, yung 55.26. So wala na yung weather, wala na yung temperature. Di ba? So, paano niya hahanapin yung standard deviation ng temperature if at this juncture, ito lang yung object natin, ito lang yun. Okay? So do you get me, guys? Chat naman please kung yes or no. Kung naintindihan yung explanation ko na yun. Kasi dito nag-pipe operator tayo, sabi natin, and then summarize na yung standard deviation ng temperature. Wala na standard deviation ng temperature na yun. Kasi as far as we're concerned, at this level, ito na lang yung object natin. Ito na lang. Right? So, pakichat naman please. Yeah, thank you, Ray. How about the rest, guys? Intindihan ba yung explanation yun? Kaya nag-error siya. Okay, let's wait for the others to give their comments. Kung no, kung hindi na-intindihan, don't be ashamed, guys. I'll explain again. Or you want me to explain the concept again? Kindly chat, please. But please chat. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, explain ulit natin na. Thank you for your comments. No? I really appreciate that. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, tanggalin ko to. Control X natin to. I-copy ko lang dito. Control D. Okay, so I remove this. No? I remove this. And let's just run this. Let's just run this. Tapos lagyan natin dito ng parenthesis. Okay, para ma-print niya. Okay. When we run this, guys, run. Okay. So, ano na yung object natin? Ito na lang yun, di ba? Mean. Yung summary temp 2, it's just 1. It's just a vector of 1. Isang element lang yun. Ito, 55.3. Okay? Tapos sabi natin sa code natin, and then, ayun no, di ba? And then, isa-summarize natin by creating a column called standard deviation, which is the standard deviation of temperature. Teka muna, ito na lang yung object natin eh. Ito na lang. This is summary temp 2. The name of the vector, the name of the object is mean, of the variable is mean 55.3. So how can you now compute for the standard deviation ito? In the first place, okay, asan yung temp dito? Wala na dito, diba? Right? So after the first line, guys, after the first line, nawala na yung nawala na yung weather object natin. Summary temp 2 na lang yung nag-exist. Tapos ito na yung laman niya. So how can you now ask R to summarize ulit, compute the standard deviation of temp? Wala nang temp dito. Okay? Is that clear, guys? Paki-chat naman please again kung clear or hindi. Okay, thank you. Yan. Salamat ha. Yan. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate your comments. Okay? Although hindi pa rin lahat nagko-comment, no? Konti pa rin nagko-comment. Konti pa rin nagre-respond. Sana guys, lahat kayo mag-respond. Okay, so that's why let me bring this back. Okay, oops. Okay, so if you run this, mag-error nga siya. This is different from the first one. Ito. Kasi dito yung summarize, guys. Summarize, dalawang pinapa-summarize natin dito kasi yung summarize, guys, it includes both the mean and the standard deviation. Tingnan nyo. Summarize, open parenthesis. Yung close parenthesis yan, dito. Yan. Okay? So everything, guys, fall under the function summarize. So it refers to yung whether na object. Dito kasi, sinarado natin yung unang summarize. No? Closed it, and then pinasummarize ulit natin. So that's where the syntax was wrong. Okay. Okay, so ito yung kanina, no? We run the code line by line. Okay. So after the first summarize, sabi natin, wala na yung temperature. Wala na yung object na weather kasi bago na yung object natin. Tapos ang laman na niya yung mean. Okay? So going back to the first one, summarize. Kasama doon sa summarize natin yung mean at saka standard deviation, saka natin keynotes. Okay, so this is the correct one. Alright. So there are many other things that we can compute. Hindi lang yung mean, hindi lang yung standard deviation, mean, max, IQR, sum, and etc. Variance, etc. Okay. Alright. So far clear, guys, yung summarize. Paki-chat naman please kung clear yung summarize. Feedback please kung clear yung summarize. Okay, good. Okay, so far what we have learned is to filter and then summarize. Okay, ito naman guys, group by. Ano yung group by? Diba ang ginawa natin dito, yung kinompute natin si mean at saka standard deviation, it's the mean and standard deviation of all your data. Okay, paano kung ayaw mo yung gusto mo, ang i-compute mo lang based on a certain factor. So you can group rows into categories. Okay, so using the temp data from the weather, we can get a simple mean temperature for the whole year, which is what we did, diba? Kinuha natin yung average ng temperature for the whole year, for the whole 2013. However, we can also get the summary for each month separately. Okay, so how do we do that? We make use of the group by. Okay, so take a look at this. Weather and then group by month. If we run this, ano mangyayari sa atin? So 26,115 pa rin yung ano natin. Pero this is now group by natin ng month yan. Now yung group by, guys, it's used in consonance with pwede i-use natin yan with summarize. No? So let's take a look at this. We want the monthly average and standard deviation of temperature. Okay, so how do we do this? Ito lang kung so we're now here. Hindi ko binigay kasi so kung tayo mag-type, no? Alright. So take a look at this, guys. Summary monthly temperature. So we're using the weather data set again and then group by month And then, saka natin isa-summarize yung mean at saka standard deviation. Okay? So, dinagdag natin to. A while ago, we just summarized the mean and the standard deviation for the whole data set. This time, we want to group by month. So, we're creating this object, summary monthly temperature. And then i-print natin. Okay? So, I'll give you a few seconds to run that. And then let's see what happens. Okay, so, very powerful tong summary, no? And then in conjunction with the group by. Imagine guys kung Excel ang ginagamit natin dito. Of course, you can use a pivot table. But in R guys, it's just a few lines of code and then you're able to generate the object that you want. Okay? So what are you getting, guys? Were you able to run this? Kindly chat, please, if naran nyo na o hindi. If you were able to run, kindly chat, please. Yes. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, good. So let's wait for the others. Okay. Sige, let me run this now. Run. Okay. So what do you have now, guys? Diba? You have now a table consisting of your month, the mean and the standard deviation separated by by month, no? 1 hanggang 12, no? Okay, sandali lang guys, ha? Okay, guys, sorry, I'm very sorry for the interruption. Okay, so na-generate natin yung mean at standard deviation ng 12 months. So I hope you appreciate, guys, the power of dplyr, particularly this function yung summarized in conjunction with group by. We can see here that ano ba yung pinakamataas na temperature noong July. And in fact, if you recall, guys, hindi pala sa section. Sorry. Okay. All right. And then the standard deviation, ano yung mga months na medyo mataas yung differences, no? Yung variation ng temperature, it's in October. And in January, meron dito 10. Okay. So let's move on, guys. Okay. So we said here the addition of the group by month added before summarizing allowed us to extract yung data na extract the mean and the standard deviation on a per month basis. Okay, note guys that the group by function doesn't change the data frame itself. Hindi na bago yung weather data set. Okay, it only changed the metadata or the data about the data. Now, of course, you can create, if you want this object, and then, yan na pala, guys. Summary monthly temperature. Summary monthly temperature 2. Okay. Wait. Saan na siya? Summary monthly temp. Not that one. Summary monthly temp, this one. Okay, so we now have this new data, no? This object, summary monthly temp. You have 12 observations, let's say 12 months, and then 3 variables, yung month, yung mean, and standard deviation. But the original data, guys, yung weather, nothing, yung pa rin yun, ano? If you take a look at yung weather, guys, still the same, 26,115. Hindi na bago yung weather na yun, yung original na data set. We just created an object with which summarizes the average and the standard deviation of temperature by month. Okay. All right. Okay, let's use, guys, the data from dplyr2, yung data in diamonds. So let's run this. Okay, so this is our data, diamonds, and between carat, a factor, cut, color, clarity, depth, etc. So 53,940 observations ng diamonds. Tingin nila yung kung ano yung classification in terms of carat, kung yung cut ba niya, ideal, premium, good, etc. Yung color, etc. Yung price niya, okay, and then dimension, X, Y, Z. Okay, so let's take a look at yung structure niya. Structure, it's a table, it's a special type of a table. No? Structure, and then you have summary. Okay, and then dimension, and then dimension niya, ilang rows, so 53,940 by 40. So this is the diamonds data set. Okay, so we're going to use this in order to group the data frame by cut. Okay, so here we're creating an object called D1, and it's diamonds, and then group by cut, and then let's print the head. So ito yung cut, no? Ideal, premium. Right, so what do we have here, guys? Ano sabi doon sa metadata natin? Groups, cut, this one, cut by 4. Tignan nga natin yung summary. Tignan natin yung summary. Summary ng diamonds. Tapos yung cut natin. Okay. Fair, good, very good, premium, ideal. So ito yung ano natin, ito yung mga groupings natin. There are 5 factors here. Fair, good, very good, premium, and ideal. And then, ang sabi sa atin dito, what new data do we have? Bakit nag-4 na yung cut ko dito? Group by cut. Groups cut. Four. Dapat 5 yun. Groups cut 5, indicating that the grouping structure metadata has been set based on 5 possible levels of the categorical variable cut. Okay, I'm wondering why I'm getting 4 here. Dapat 5 to. How about sa inyo guys? Ano nakuha nyo dito sa ano? When we look at the group by cut. KD1. Did you get 5? Can you chat please? Okay. Yeah, 4. Bakit kaya 4? No? Yeah, 4. 4 din. Tingnan natin summary. Dima. Fire, good, very good, premium, and ideal. Sige, let's just continue. Tingnan natin kung ano yung, kung bakit kaya nag-4 lang siya. No? Alright, so what we're going to do guys is create an object, average price cut, by summarizing the groups according to the cut by average price. Okay, kasi may price tayo, no? So ito yung cut, we would like to get the average per cut. Fair, good, very good. Ano yung mga average prices nila? So just like what we did a while ago, okay, so we're creating this object, average price cut. We're using the diamonds data set and then i-group natin by cut and then summarize natin. Okay, the average, we create this object called average price, and then which is equal to the mean of the variable price, and then print natin sa average price cut. Okay, so let's do that, guys. I'll give you a few seconds to run that. By the way, guys, reminder, this is not good practice. No? Dapat linalagyan talaga ng, ng pangalan yung mga code chunks natin. But in the interest of time, hindi ko na nalagay. Dito, yung mga pangalan. Okay, please kindly chat, guys, if you're done with this. Good. Thank you. Let's run this. Okay. All right. So we have this object with the grouped by the different cuts: fair, good, very good, premium, and ideal, and the average price. No? Premium yung pinakamataas, 45. Yung fair. I don't know how they categorize this. Ideal yung pinaka mababang average price, no? 34. Fair is 43. And kasi ordinarily, guys, diba, layman's term, pag very good, mas mataas yung kaysa kay fair. So turns out here in our data set, mas mataas yung average price ng fair. Okay, maybe because there are certain factors then na kasi there are several diamonds natin. Meron pa siyang XYZ na component and may clarity pa, may color. So maybe it was not just based on the cut, the price was based on several other factors. Okay, so clear so far, guys, though? This is just an amplification of the group buy and then the summarize. Okay, now it's only by combining a group buy with another data wrangling operation that will make the data be transformed. Now afterwards, you can ungroup also yung data na yan. Okay. Now when we do this, tingnan natin na diamonds, group by cut, and then ungroup. Sino natin yung head ng diamonds. Let's run this. Okay, so notice guys, wala na yung group, no? Unlike yung kanina dito, you notice guys here, there. May groups tayo dito, no? Okay, I just don't know why this is 4. Dapat 5 yan. First, okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, correct, no? Yeah, very good, Alistair. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very okay. You're correct. Tama si Alistair. Tama yung ano na. Very good. So ang sabi ni Alistair, Alistair, paki-share mo yung ano? Paki-share mo yung answer mo. Kasi tama yung explanation ni Alistair. Okay, sabi ni Alistair, yung groups dito is only what was presented here. Okay, let's do this, guys. No? Let's make this heads D1 and then let's make it 10. Okay, okay, that's correct, no? Kaya kasi 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. But however, if we make it 10, okay, yun, 5 na. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Alistair, for that very good observation. Kaya hindi ko na-notice yan, no? Okay, so dito 5 na siya, which is the correct one. Kasi yung sa una lang, yung default ni R is 6 observations. So doon, nakita lang niya yung 4 different types of cuts. But when I added 10, ginawa kong 10 observations, yan, naging 5 na siya. Okay. Thank you, Alistair. Nice answer, very good. Okay, so let's, any questions guys so far? Clear so far, guys? Paki-chat naman please kung clear tayo so far. Okay, this will be our last discussion on whether we finish this file or not, guys. We will have to move on to the continuation of multiple linear regression kasi marami pa tayong i-discuss doon. I only inserted this discussion as an aid, guys, kasi sa ano nyo, sa assignment nyo or take-home exam, which I'll be giving on Wednesday, you need to use this. Kailangan gamitin nyo guys si dplyr and the several functionalities and then mix it, combine it with multiple linear regression. Okay, so clear so far guys? Paki-chat naman please kung clear. Okay, thank you. Very good. Very good. Salamat. Okay. Now, a while ago, we said that the end function will count rows. Now, iba naman guys si sum. Si sum, well, as the name suggests, add up yung mga data. Okay, so let's go back to our flights data set. Andiyan pa naman yan. Okay, umilan sa aking screen. What happened? Something happened to my screen. Bigyan natin ang screen ko. Okay, can you still see, guys? Can you still see my screen? Hello. Is it still visible? Okay. Pero makikita niyo yung medyo iba na yung shade ng ano. Nag-change ba guys yung not really, okay? Pero sa akin medyo nagbago eh. Yung kulay niya. Okay, anyway. So let's go back to our flights data set. Okay. No difference. Strange. Okay. Now let's create an object called df. Let's create a data frame object, count by origin, okay, and count how many flights departed from each of the 3 airports in New York City. Okay, so di ba yung airports dun sa New York City galing sa origin, and then isa-summarize natin, okay, summarize natin by counting, and then let's see how this goes. Run natin to. All right, so here we have from Newark 12,000, from JFK 11,000, from LGA LaGuardia 10,000. Okay, ano yung difference sila guys? Here we counted, no? But we know guys yung flights natin, ilan yung ano ng flights natin? Ilan observations yung flights natin? How many guys yung flights data set natin? How many observations do we have? 336, di ba, guys? So that's 120, 111, and then 104. And we add that, that's around 336. Okay, so when we count ilan yung galing sa EWR, JFK at LGA, we notice that pinakamarami from Newark, and then next JFK, and then last from LGA. Okay, so this gives us the number of flights from the New York City airports. Now there's a difference between the sum and n. Sum returns the sum of a numerical variable, while n returns the count of a number of rows of observations. So magkaiba yun guys, ha? Okay? Pag binibilang natin, ang ginagamit natin yung count. Pero pag ina-add natin, we use the sum. Okay? So let's take a look at this. You can group by more than one variable. So in this case, the question is, determine the number of flights leaving each of the 3 New York City airports for each month. Create an object by origin monthly where flights are grouped by origin and month. Okay? Now, sabi dito guys, we can group by more than one variable. Kasi kanina, group lang natin by temperature. You can actually group by more than one variable. So dito, sabi natin, i-group by natin dalawa. No? Group by origin at saka by month. Okay? So here, I'll give you a few minutes, a few seconds to run this data. Flights, and then group by origin and month, and then summarize. Okay? And then print. Right, so I'll give you a few seconds. And then when you're done, kindly chat guys kung okay na, kung yes, if you were able to run it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ziska. Thank you, Rhea. Let's wait for the others. Okay. So a few more seconds, guys. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so what do we have here, guys? I-print natin to. Let's do this by origin monthly. So by origin monthly, you have 36 observations of 3 variables. Okay, so origin and then month. Okay, origin. So it first lists all the origin and then the month. And then you have JFK and then the month. Okay, and then LGA and then the month. Okay, and then guys, okay, as I said guys, 36 yung rows natin, no? 36 yung observations, 12 months for 3 airports. Okay, now what will happen guys if we, kasi pinag-group by natin, no? Group by, and then origin, and then month in one function here, no? Group by dalawa. Now what will happen guys if in this case, okay, separate natin ito by origin monthly, and I'm putting here incorrect, no? Because this is not what we want. Flights, group by origin, and then group by month, and then summarize count. If we run this, what happens? Okay. Now, tingnan nyo guys, no? Ano nangyari dito? Anong kaibahan niya dun sa isa? Anyone, guys? Would like to venture a guess? Okay, actually, I already provided the answer here. Okay, no origin. Okay. Bakit no origin, guys? Okay, correct? Yeah. Yeah. Richmond, Alistair, thank you. Richmond, yeah. Okay. So, tingnan natin yung syntax, guys. Dito sabi, i-group by natin ang origin. And then, i-group by muna naman ng month. Okay, so whatever the first grouping was superseded by the next grouping. Kaya yung lumabas lang guys, it's a grouping by month. If you want it at the same time guys, so kailangan nasa loob sila ng group by pareho. Hindi pa pwedeng mauuna-una yung isa, tapos susunod yung isa. Pag ganun kasi, masusupersede yung naunang group by. Okay, so that's a very important thing to learn guys. Pag nag-group by tayo ng more than one variable, kailangan guys, yung group by natin nasa isang group by. Otherwise, masusupersede lang kapag naka-separate siya, masusupersede lang yung unang group by. Okay? So this is I hope you take cognizance of this. If you want to group by 2 or more variables, you should include all of the variables at the same time in the same group by, adding a comma between the variable names. Okay, let me see if I gave my answer here. Okay, so dito wala pa rin, hindi ko ba binigyan answer sa ano. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay. Exercise 1, guys. What code would be required to get the mean and standard deviation temperature for each day in 2013 for New York City? Okay. Create an object called summary temperature by day. Okay, so in the interest of time, guys, kasi konting minutes lang tayo, just mga 15 minutes lang tayo. So here we're creating an object, no, called summary temperature by day. We're using the weather data set, and then i-group by natin kasi daily to, no? So year, month, at saka day. Kasi kung year lang, guys, then by year lang yun. Kung month, year and month lang, then magiging monthly lang yun. But we want per day. So year, month, and day kasama. And then isa-summarize natin yung mean ng temperature at saka standard deviation. Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds to write the code. Okay, kasi wala, hindi ko binigay sa inyo dyan. And then kindly chat, guys, if you were able to generate the object summary temp by day. Okay. So let's wait for the others. Tatatlo pa lang, guys. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sisika, Alistair, Richmond, thank you. Okay, Mix, thank you. Almost done. Yeah. Okay, let's give your classmates a few more seconds. Okay, good. Sige. So if I run this, guys, so dito pa lang, guys, activo 364, which is a number of days in the year. So year, month, day. So bibigay lahat, but this one, if I run this, if I click this, so 364 entries. Okay, so this is 2013, January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hanggang December, last December 30. So we were able to generate, guys, the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, the mean and the standard deviation of temperature on a daily basis. See if there are any comments here. Okay, good. Now what happens, guys, if we only group by day? Sige, tingnan nyo nga, guys, kung ano mangyayari. If it's only grouped by day, just like this one. Okay. Yung group by, guys, palitan natin instead of year, month, day, by day lang, what will happen? Yeah, like this one. Group by day lang. So here we're creating another object, summary temp by day 1, to distinguish it from the one that we generated a while ago. If I run this, guys, okay, anong nangyari? 31 lang. No? 31 lang. So ang ginawa niya, lahat ng 1, kinuha niya yung average nun. Kasi by day lang siya. By day 1. Ito. Yeah. So 1. So this is the mean of all the first day of the month. No? The second day of the month. Hanggang the 31st day of the month. If that's what you really wanted, kunyari you're investigating a phenomenon where magkakaiba yung mga first days, second days, third days, fourth days, etc., then this will be okay. Okay, but if you're doing, if you really wanted to get the ano yung average na ano na temperature per day for the whole year, then the first one would be the correct one. Tapos dito, guys, Paano kung ginawa natin per month? No? Ito. Ano mangyayari dito? If we run this, okay, ilan yung ano natin? Here, by origin and monthly. Okay. So, month lang yung inan niya, no? Yung dito. Summary. Okay. Month, mean, and then standard deviation. Okay, questions, guys? Right. Dito naman, guys, group natin by origin at saka by month. Did we do this a while ago? Run natin. Okay, I think ito yung kanina. No? All right. So I hope, guys, you're gaining more knowledge as far as using dplyr is concerned, used for data wrangling. So ito mga other examples lang. I'll just leave it, you guys to work on this. Okay. Itong mutate naman, number 4. Before we go to mutate, guys, very quickly, let's go to select. Ano naman yung select? Select is very easy kasi, let's say weather, no? Tingnan natin itong weather. If I want, guys, kunyari, ang gusto ko lang, ang lalabas yung origin, tapos temperature, at saka, ano pa? Let's just use 3, no? Sige, origin, year, at saka temperature. Those 3. So I'm creating an object called, let's just call it B1, control minus, and then select. Okay. So select, guys. Tapos from, ano natin, from weather. Okay. So select lang natin si origin, and then si year, at saka si temperature. Okay. What will happen with this one, guys? Control Enter. ACB1. Take note, same rows, 26115, pero tatlong variables lang siya. Yan lang. Okay, so select function is very easy, guys. Kung gusto natin bawasan yung mga variables natin, gusto natin particular variables lang, then select yung gagamitin natin. Okay? Clear, guys? This is select. Okay, I will not anymore discuss that so much kasi napakasimple nitong select, no? Select, gusto lang natin choose particular columns, particular variables. Paki-chat naman please kung clear yung yung select function. Okay, good, thank you. The rest, yan. Okay. So among the functions, select yung pinakamadali, no? It's filter, okay, but you can filter kasi pwede mong you can classify it by the column. Pero si select talagang lang. And then, guys, pwede nga pala pwede siya i-combine. We can combine si filter and then select, or select muna tapos filter. Just be cognizant of the order kasi magiging magkaiba kung nagkakaiba yung order. Unahin niyo si select. Ang gagawin muna ni dplyr, guys, babawasan niya muna yung mga columns. And then, saka ka mag-filter, saka niya babawasan yung rows. On the other hand, kung i-filter mo muna siya, babawasan niya muna yung mga rows, and then, saka ka mag-select, saka niya babawasan yung mga columns. Okay, I hope that's clear, guys. You can do combinations of that. All right. So let's go here to some mutate. No? Okay. So mutate, guys. Mutate means to create a new variable based on existing ones. So meron tayong mga variables, may mga columns tayo, and then we would like to create a new one based on existing ones. Okay, for example, dito sa weather data set natin, di ba meron tayong temperature, no? Meron tayong temperature. So, if we want to create another variable, okay, we use the mutate function. Yan. So si mutate ginagamit sa pagdadagdag ng panibagong variable. So let's go here. Okay, so here, andito si weather natin. And then, we're still going to use the weather data yung object natin. And then, we're going to mutate. Ang mangyayari niyan guys, yung weather natin na object, mababago yan. Matadagdagan ng kung ano man yung mutate natin. So here, mutate what? I'm creating a column, a variable temp in C, which is equal to the temperature, kasi Fahrenheit yung temperature dito eh, minus 32, and then divided by 9/5, or multiplied by 5/9, pareho lang yun, or divided by 1.8. Okay, so this is to convert the temperature into centigrade, and then we introduce this column temp in C. So let's view weather, guys. View weather. And then if you take a look at, dun sa dulo dun idadagdag yan. Okay, we now have this, temp in C. Okay, ito yung Fahrenheit 39.02, ito yung centigrade 3.9. Yan. So that's how we introduce another variable. Okay, we use the mutate function. Okay, what happened to the weather data frame? Sabi natin, we just introduce a new variable. Okay. Okay, whether new, sabi natin, is it okay to just create a new data frame, e.g. whether new and add a new variable? Or why not just override the temperature variable with a new one? Depende guys sa ano? Depende sa purpose natin. No? Depende sa purpose natin. Sige, tingnan natin guys ha. Sabi dito, what will happen guys if we mutate, no? Okay. If we mutate. Tingnan nga natin guys. Let's create an object called W1. W1, and then copy natin to. Control C, Control V, and then view W1. Here, I'm creating an object called W1, and then yung weather, and then i-mutate ko, temperature in C is equal to temp ng weather minus 32 over 1.8, and then view 1. So what will this give us, guys? Ano nangyari? So si W1 ba, guys, bagong ano to? Bagong naging isang variable siya. Okay, chat please, guys. So is W1 different from weather kanina? Answer please, guys. What happened? We created this object called W1, and then we're starting with the weather data object, and then nag-mutate tayo. Nag-mutate, ibig sabihin guys, mag-create ng panibagong variable. Tapos, view W1 ulit. Ang answer guys, notice si W1 is just the same as weather. No? Same lang siya. So if you want to create, if you just want yung itong temp lang, guys, ano gagawin natin? What do you think we should do, guys? Several ways to do that, no? Several ways. And one way is So una nag-mutate tayo guys, and then yung next one. And then what do you suggest guys? Oops, sorry. Wala. Enter ko cellphone. Mutate and then what? So what will happen to this one guys? Tingnan nyo. No? So nag-create tayo guys ng W1 na object which is weather, and then nag-mutate tayo. Ibig sabihin, we i-introduce ng panibagong variable, temp in C. And then select natin si temp in C. What happens here? Ano nangyari guys? Anyone guys? Tama ba to? Time na, no? Tama ba guys? Okay, I want you to explore this. We'll answer this next meeting. No? May konti na lang guys ang natitira dito, pero hanggang ano lang tayo, no? We will not go anymore to... Okay, so let me see. Okay, arrange and sort, simple lang yun guys, no? So kindly just go through this guys, and then we will not anymore discuss joins. I will leave that to you guys on your own, kasi hindi naman natin masyadong gagamitin yung joins na yan. Pero hanggang dito guys sa arrange and sort, okay, kindly look at this guys, madaling maintindihan nyo na to, no? Arrange lang naman guys, either descending lang yan or ascending, no? Yung sorting, that's very, very easy. Okay, so I want you to explore guys yung function of transmute. See, and yung answer guys, yung transmute. Sa question natin dito, that's the answer there, yung function of transmute. Okay, so thank you so much guys. I'll stop recording. Okay, so kay Rhea, ano sabi niya? When I run it, it just showed temp in C. Exactly, no? Kasi, di ba, sa akin nag-error lang ako kasi it should run it, no? It should run. So just this last point guys, no? Whether, and then mutate natin, and then sinelect natin. Di ba yung sinelect natin guys, ibig sabihin na pipiliin lang niya yung ano yung particular na ano na column or variable. So they should run guys sa inyo, no? Just one last ano guys, nag-run ba sa inyo to yung ginawa natin ngayon? Na kinumbine natin yung select at saka yung mutate muna tapos sinelect natin. Paki-chat naman please kung nag-run sa inyo. Thank you Rhea. About the rest guys, I know it's already time guys. No, kay Richmond hindi. No? Sa iba kaya, bakit kaya? I think there should be a space between, okay. Alright, dito guys, no? Okay. Okay, guys, yung pag ano ko kasi dito ko sa console na ano kaya ang hirap i-ano na lagay dito, no? So, Richmond, could you kindly try maglagay ka ng space dito sa pipe operator and then tell us kung nag-run siya? Richmond, okay lang ba? Richmond's still there. Okay, anyway guys, kindly try na lang, no? Kindly try. That should work guys. Kasi pag nag-mutate tayo, maglalagay tayo ng panibagong variable. Then after that, isa-select lang natin kung anong variables ang gusto natin. Magra-run dapat yung select. Okay, sige. Thank you. All right. So with that, guys, let me stop recording.